Well, Matthew, that sucked.
Yeah. What would make us feel better?
Well, I like to wallow in the misery of others. I especially like to do it when they're Dodger fans.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you read that article I sent you about how bad the Dodgers have been?
Yeah, the one with all the Rojas quotes about how they needed the joy of baseball back.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I did. You know what I particularly enjoyed about it?
What?
The comments section.
Oh, I didn't even scroll down that far.
Oh, no, the comment section is where the really good stuff is. Quotes in the article, that was just the beginning. You scroll down, and that's where the real misery starts. That's where not only are baseball players complaining about the fact that their team is in first place, you have a bunch of fans complaining about how bad their really good manager is and how much it sucks that their team is in first place. You know, classic Dodger fan stuff. Let me read you some quotes.
Okay.
Because actually, Matthew, I am not the only person who likes to do that. Some people are so bold that they go into the comments. Matthew E. wrote, and I assume this wasn't you.
Not me.
As a Giants fan, those Rojas quotes read like poetry. Excited to play y'all 6 more times. Sick. I believe it's 7 more times. And then he says, as always, great writing, Fabian. I like that. I like that a lot, Matthew. This Matthew enjoys baseball so much that he reads about the Dodgers.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, well, he does sound like me, but it gets more because there were Dodger fans who responded to his comment.
Oh, okay.
Nicholas S. said, that's just pathetically sad. I mean, I thought that was a little judgy. It's a little judgy, you know. But then Dave S. responded to Nicholas, Giants fans have no joy in their lives, so they have to revel in the misery of others.
There's some truth there, yeah.
Hey, that's me. They're talking about me.
It's you. Reveling in the misery of others, that's you.
Yes. And I do have joy in my life other than the Giants.
Okay. But I sent you that article like last week. What did you do last night?
Oh, after the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was easy. I watched Yamamoto lose his no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th. And then the Dodgers got walked off for the second night in a row. It was great.
Dodgers suck.
Yeah, they do, Bob. The Dodgers suck big time.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the losses hurt, but the cocktails help. Here are your hosts, Finn and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 325 of Giant Cocktails. I am your host, Ben Henry, alongside my brother, the brilliant Matthew Henry. I'm giving you that one for free, Matthew, because I know a couple weeks ago I couldn't remember whether I usually did that or not, and now, as I'm doing it out loud, I'm realizing, no, I didn't. I gave that up at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, old tapes just start playing through your head.
That's right. So I'm glad we cleared that up today, because I was like, no, I don't want to have to go back and come up with all kinds of weird, like, words that sound like they're praising you, but they're actually insults.
Right. Yeah, we don't need to do that anymore. Although I'll take the brilliant.
That's why I gave it to you, because it's a one-time only.
Okay, thanks.
Matthew, did you know that Logan Webb had a 3.25 ERA in 2023 when he finished second in the National League Cy Young Award voting? He also finished 17th in the MVP voting that year. Matthew, how good was Logan Webb?
He led the league in innings pitched, shutouts, walks per 9 innings, and strikeout to walk ratio with a 6.26. Sadly, he was 11-13 that year. What else is new?
Yeah, same old, I guess. He's above 500 this year.
He is. The Giants are barely above 500.
Yeah, but I feel like all of that, we're turning the corner, Matthew. Like, Justin Verlander hasn't been Verlandered in, like, I don't know.
5 hours?
Oh, right. It was 2 starts. He went 2 consecutive starts without being Verlandered.
Brian Walker hates him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might. I'm starting to feel like
enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yeah, I was about to say something nice about Justin Verlander, and I figured that's not on brand.
No.
So you're right, Bob.
You don't need to do
right.
that. You don't need to say... nobody expects you to say anything nice about Justin Verlander.
Nobody
especially
does.
Bob.
That's right.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I am drinking a cocktail that I have named Margaret is Not a Porn Star. And what is in Margaret is Not a Porn Star? And why did I call it that? Well, you're going to have to wait till the end of the episode to find out. But that's what I'm drinking. Margaret is Not a Porn Star.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, my name of my cocktail is not nearly as interesting, although when I wrote it down in the show notes, I thought it was. It is called Mr. Beard's Citrus Cooler. It is not an original to me. It's something I found on the interwebs. But it's a very nice summery cocktail, and it's still hot out, so I'm going with it. That's what I'm drinking, Bob. Mr. Beard's Citrus Cooler, and I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
Do you think that Mr. Beard knows Margaret?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. How close are they, do you think?
Margaret knows what his beard feels like. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she's a barber, a hairstylist, and she does beard trimmings.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
Yeah. Right, because she's not a porn star. She's got it, like, if she does have a job, which I'm assuming she does. In fact, I do know because I'm the one who wrote all the lore. Then she has to have some other job, right?
That's true.
So maybe she's a hairstylist, and that's why she knows what Mr. Beard's beard feels like. I was thinking, though, maybe there was a twist. Maybe Mr. Beard doesn't have a beard.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's clean shaven.
Yeah, that would be ironic.
Thanks to Margaret.
Yeah. Anyway, today is Sunday, September 6th, as we record this podcast. Our San Francisco Giants went 1-2 this weekend against the hated and despicable St. Louis Cardinals, who may have dashed our fleeting hopes at a playoff spot with their mediocre play that we could not live up to.
They were mediocre. We were just a little bit worse.
We let some of our old ways show, and it didn't go well. But we should probably, since we got everybody's hopes up with the whole "Are the Giants still in it?" thing last week, which was mostly your fault, Matthew, because if you remember, I said they were going to miss by 1 game. We got to talk about the standings. Now. The Giants are no longer the sole team in the first spot out of the playoffs. They are now tied with the Cincinnati Reds for the first spot outside of the National League wild card. They are both 4 games out behind the New York Mets. Now, I don't remember who has the tiebreaker between the Reds and the Giants, and I don't care to find out.
I'm just going to assume that it's the
Reds? You're just going to assume that it was the Reds? Yeah. I think we won the opening series.
Well, actually, we went 3-3 against the Reds this year. So what is the next?
I don't know. There's another tiebreaker. Whatever it is, we probably lost it. Ugh, yuck. Well, anyway, we're 4 games out of the wild card spot, tied with the Reds. 6 games behind the Padres, who are in second place, and a whopping 9 games behind the Cubs, who are in the first wild card spot. Things are a little bit better, though, over in the National League West, where the Giants are only 7 games out. And according to you, Matthew, that's the same number of games they were behind the Dodgers at the All-Star break. Is that correct?
That is correct. Both the Giants and the Dodgers have gone 20-25 since the All-Star break.
Oh. Well, that makes a little bit more sense why Dodger fans are so worried. Huh.
They're playing like the Giants. Of course they're worried.
Of course they're worried. Yeah. Do I feel bad for them? No, I don't. I actually like that even a little bit more. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about the St. Louis series. We're going to break down all of those fun and exciting moments. We're going to talk about how they reverted to their old ways. How did Justin Verlander get Verlandered? Well, it was kind of a repeat, as Matthew already intimated. And we're going to break that all down. But then after that, what are we going to talk about? Something lame, something dour, something down in the dumps? No, we're not. We're going to talk about something fun, exciting, and maybe a little overbearing. Sometimes, a little too much, maybe sometimes. Are we talking about me? No. We're going to be talking about Drew Gilbert and the energy and excitement that he has brought to the team. I think a big part of this resurgent Giants team, but even if they hadn't been resurgent, Matthew, I think this is a guy we'd all still be talking about.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about him.
Let's have a little joy. Let's bring a little joy into our lives and talk about Drew Gilbert.
That's right. But first, we're going to have a prolonged tidbit section because we got a lot of tidbits. And, after a down series, we figured we could stretch out the time by talking about some other things. Matthew, the first thing that I want to bring up is the national televised broadcast on Saturday. Now, as you know, I usually don't have access to these, but I purchased access so that I could watch the Dirty Miners play that game, Gridiron. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, so my wife could watch it.
I was just going to say, it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't. I'm usually playing Dungeons and Dragons when the Dirty Miners are doing their thing. I hear they pulled it all together today to beat the Seagulls.
They did. And as an aside, my fantasy football team, the Brock Ness Monsters, has Brock Purdy as their quarterback. And that last-minute comeback saved me. So
sweet. Well, congratulations to you and the Brock Ness Monsters.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had the ability to watch the game on the television, unfortunately, which means I had to listen to the national broadcast. And I'm pretty sure now they just subject us to Dodger announcers all the time. Like if you're watching Fox, you're just listening to some just awful Dodgers announcer. I don't know if that's true for the play-by-play guy, but I instantly recognized the voice of the analyst. And I'm not going to tell you who that name was, but what I'm going to tell you is the questions that he asked Logan Webb in the in-game interview. One of the first questions he asked Logan Webb was, "Hey, Logan, if you were pitching against the Giants lineup right now, how would you attack it?" And Logan, because he's not dumb, played dumb. He gave him the old, "I'm a goober, I don't know, I can't answer, I don't know. I would just go with the moment. That happens." Well, I don't know. He just said a bunch of nothing. Later, they moved on. The conversation moved on to other things, but then the announcer came back and he asked basically a similar question. "Hey, Logan, when you're going after a hitter, how do you like to break him down?" And again, Logan demurred. But do you want to know who that guy was, Matthew? Asking him those questions?
I'm guessing it was a Dodger.
It was a Dodger. It was Eric Karros. And no, I don't mean the former Dodger Eric Karros. I mean the current Dodger Eric Karros, who calls the games for Dodgers television. He was trying to get Logan Webb to give away secrets for their upcoming 7-game series. 7 games of 2 series. Or however you're supposed to say that. Anyway, Eric Karros was being just a big fat dodo head. And I don't like him. He should be spending more time paying attention to the Rockies. I couldn't know. Even if my kid played for the Rockies, I couldn't watch them. I don't blame you, Eric. I don't blame you. But that brings me up for, since we're talking about ill-behaved Dodgers, there's another ill-behaved Dodger I want to bring up.
Oh, okay.
This man, I don't know, Emmett Sheehan, whatever. On Wednesday of last week, Matthew, somehow we missed this, but Emmett intentionally lost a 28-year-old rookie's first hit ball.
Wow.
The 28-year-old rookie from the Pittsburgh Pirates got a hit, and then the ball got thrown back to the pitcher because, get this, Matthew, when a ball gets hit into play, it just goes back to the pitcher, which is weird because if a ball even comes close to hitting the dirt around home plate, it's immediately thrown out of the game.
Yeah.
If a grounder is hit, a guy fields it and then throws it to another guy, that ball's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if the pitcher wants a new ball, he can ask for one. So the pitcher is generally the person always asking for a new ball and knows why it's happening. So in this particular case, he is looking over at the third baseman. He throws him the ball, and then he turns his back to home plate, and then he immediately turns around with his glove turning, knowing that a new ball is coming. Okay, he has the first hit ball in his right hand, and he knows that a new ball is coming. That ball comes to him, he catches it, he puts both balls into his glove, and whilst hiding them, does a switcheroo. So he throws out the ball that he just got, not the first hit ball. Now, this is clearly an intentional move that he does on purpose, but he hides it in his glove, or at least tries to. Now, why does he need to hide it? He doesn't. If he wanted to keep that old ball and it wasn't special, he doesn't have to do anything. He could just keep it. He's allowed to do that. But instead, he tries to hide it. Then he throws the ball over to his own dugout, which would seem to intimate that he didn't know it was a special ball and he was just throwing it out of play. But it turns out he wasn't actually throwing it out to his dugout. He was throwing it to the Pittsburgh Pirates bat boy who was running down the baseline, to the man who just got his first career hit. The ball goes by that bat boy because it was thrown a little too hard, and then the Dodgers bat boy gets it and then gives it to the authenticator guy who puts a little sticker on it saying this is the official first ball, even though it wasn't. So, I don't know why this man did it, but he clearly knew that ball was special and chose to keep it. And do you know what happened, Matthew?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, no, he threw that ball into the dirt and then Will Smith threw it out of play and that ball was lost forever. One pitch. He got to keep that ball for one pitch. It went into the dirt. It was a ball. And now that ball is lost.
So if the Dodgers don't make the playoffs, it's the curse of...
Cam Devaney.
The curse of Cam Devaney will bite the Dodgers.
That's right. Because Cam's first hit ball was lost by a Dodger because Dodgers suck. But they suck as worse as the Phillies woman who stole the ball from the dad. Well, I don't know that she stole it. She shamed it away.
She demanded it. She just bullied her way into it.
Yeah, and so I
The irony is that she's going to be the one that has the most repercussions out of any of these things that you've talked about.
I agree. And then the fact of the matter is, of these three people, she's the least guilty. She's the least guilty. The guy who took the first hit ball away is the second least guilty. And then Eric Karros is the most guilty because he tried to get Logan Webb to give up secrets. And that's why the Dodgers suck, Matthew.
Agreed.
All right. And that's our tidbits. Thank you. All right. So, Matthew, game one went perfectly as we planned.
Absolutely. It was just like the previous 14 games or whatever. I mean, there was a home run. There was good pitching. Jung Hoo Lee got 4 hits. It was great.
It was great. And
18 hits, Ben, in that game.
Okay, look, you and I debated over what we're going to talk about today, and we both kind of agreed that we needed to talk about Drew Gilbert because he just makes us so happy. But I have this question, Matthew. What the heck is going on with this team and this offense? Where did it go for so long? Why was it gone for so long? And how did it just come back? Like, who are these guys? 18 hits?
Voodoo. Black magic. I don't know.
18 games, 19 games, 1,000 games in a row with a home run, whatever it was. And it was, because that streak came to an end. But, like, what is going on here? I don't know,
but I thought it was going to keep going. I just was after Friday. I was like, all right, this is just us now. This is the way it works.
Yeah, we rolling. But then
Justin Verlander got a start, and you never know what's going to happen with a Justin Verlander start.
Well, you used to know what was going to happen. He was going to lose, or the Giants were going to lose, or no, either the Giants were going to lose, or Justin Verlander was going to lose a win. That's what you knew. One or both of those things was going to be true. But then for like 2 or 3 starts in a row, that didn't happen. They played good baseball when he pitched well, and then he had to throw 121 pitches to close out 5 innings or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He did all that. And then he comes in, and he's coming off of that start, right, man? He's 42 years old. He threw 121 pitches. And you know, and what does he do? He comes out, and he's very, very good.
Well, I do want to interject here and just say that Verlander's starting to grow on me. And I know I said some awful things about him earlier in the year, but what I really like about him is the fact that he's old school, right? That there's this he's part of the old, guard. And the Giants have been getting hit a lot. Their batters have been.
A lot.
And Giants pitchers have not been backing up their hitters.
Well, the one time they tried, it really backfired on them. It did not go well. That's the Giants for the last 15 years, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so Willie Adames gets hit in the first inning today.
In the noggin.
Yep. And then in the 4th inning, Verlander puts one right in the backside of Mason Wynn. Like butt cheek. Like it just, very textbook. I'm going to send you a message.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw at your head, but I'm going to put a fastball in your butt because you hit one of our guys. And even Karos on the show was talking about how that was clearly intentional. And I love how everybody else just kind of glossed over. Everybody just everybody knew. Everybody knew. Yeah, okay, we deserve that. And he did it the right way. And I feel like I love that about Verlander, that he's like, all right, I'm going to take care of my guys. You hit one of our guys, now I'm going to hit one of yours.
You're right. I was going to say positive things about Justin Verlander until Bob shut me down earlier. But I think the thing is this Justin Verlander we've seen, I think, not in the second half necessarily, but from late August till now, has been way better than the guy that we got before that.
Oh yeah, hands down.
And so I think I said earlier in the season that I was worried that whatever was going on in his shoulder was a permanent injury. That seems to not be true. That's okay. I'm not a doctor. And so no, this Justin Verlander is I think he's number 3 starter worthy, right? Earlier in the season, I don't think he was number 5 starter worthy.
Yeah.
I really
especially
like him.
when Ryan Walker was coming after him.
Well, you did some research because unfortunately, even though this was a good start for Justin, he could only go 6. Sorry, He could only go 5. Did he go 6? He went 6. No, he went 5.
He went 6.
He went 6. Yeah. He kept his pitch economy low, right? And so I was a very good outing for Verlander. But yeah, unfortunately, the bad Ryan Walker showed up, which he seems to like to do in Justin Verlander starts.
Yeah, Ryan Walker has blown 5 saves. 3 of them have cost Justin Verlander the win. So, Ben, we'd be over your 6 at this point if Ryan Walker could just close out a game. And Ryan Walker is getting progressively worse because he didn't even record an out.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, we don't have a closer right now. And and it mattered, right? Like, because the Giants are trying to, like, it would have been a miracle if the Giants made the playoffs, but it wasn't outside of the realm of possibility.
Still not.
Sure. Okay. Matthew, if they'd won both of these games, which they should have, they'd be 2 games out of the wild card spot instead of 4. Okay.
I know.
Those 2 games really hurt.
They did. Agreed.
And so I'm not saying, what I'm saying is that it matters that the Giants don't have a closer. But
yeah,
they don't, I don't think, like.
Is this something we got to add to the to-do list for Buster in the offseason?
Yeah, I think so, because Randy's not available, and I don't know that Randy could have ever been our closer to begin with.
Well, he can't pitch back-to-back. He can't be the closer. I'm
right.
sorry.
You know, like Camilo is going to be sucking in New York City. Like, you know, even if we sign Tyler Rogers, he's not a closer. We need a closer, and we don't have one.
Keaton
This
win.
is a problem. Keaton win. I mean, maybe. Billy Bean used to say, every team has one. You just have to find him.
That's true. Sure.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's Keaton win. I don't know. Because it's about stuff and about mojo. And it looks like Keaton Wynn has the stuff now. So the question is, does he have the mojo? Maybe he does. But I think this is a problem. One thing that I also want to say was a problem earlier in the season and then wasn't for 18 or 19 or 27 straight games. I could never keep straight how many games it was, Matthew.
I think it was 18. I think
18.
they ended up homering in 18 straight games.
Yeah, they didn't homer. They didn't homer on Saturday.
Yeah, or Sunday for that matter. So
well, yeah, and then homering on either one of them would have helped. Yeah.
Turns out homers are a good thing, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. I mean, yeah. Yes, Matthew, they are. I think that's one of the keys to why the Giants offense has been so good is that they've been hitting the ball out of the park. And that's been a big part of it. I think also having more than 2 guys hitting well at a time has also been a big part of it. But you know what? Maybe we could have lived through that. Maybe we could have lived through the misery of one blown save if we had won the series on Sunday. But we didn't. And I get it. The Giants got shut down by Sonny Gray, which is kind of like one of those things that you think shouldn't happen. And they really only had one threat. But hey, they did push across 3 runs in that. But the thing that I want to call out here, Matthew, was that we had just a little bit too much of KWT. And I know he looked good. He struck out like a bazillion and he was doing great. But man, I have to seriously question the fact that Bob Melvin let him walk 3 guys straight before he was yanked from that game. Like, I get it. He was pitching well. And maybe you didn't have any signs. Like, I think there were signs in the 4th. But, like, I don't think it matters.
Well, especially with Kai-Wei Tang, I mean, he's not a guy that's going to give you 6, 7, 8 innings regularly. You got to know that you got to have somebody you're ready, right? Especially now, he's got to be managing like every game's a playoff game.
Right, especially after losing that brutal game on Saturday. Like, every game is a playoff game. And I know, like, maybe you feel like your bullpen is already stretched. Maybe you feel like you need that extra inning. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, Buster Posey puts you into a bad situation by trading away all these big parts of your team. But the team put him in a bad situation by playing like crap for 2.5 months, right? It sucks. But the fact of the matter is, like, you have to play every game like it's a playoff game. You cannot be relying on Kai-Wei Tang to get you through the 5th and be surprised when he can't do it. So I was really kind of disappointed that he was allowed to load the bases with 3 walks in a row and Buto had to get his Buto up and warm up in a hurry because somehow they were shocked that this was happening. And it just felt like they were being a little too lackadaisical. And like, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not Bob Melvin's fault. Maybe it's Buster Posey's fault because Buster, like, blew his bullpen up. Like, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, like, if we were banking on Kai-Wei Tang at that point in the season, we were putting our money in the wrong place. And again, like, I like Kai-Wei Tang. Like, I think he should be on the 40-man. I just don't think he should be a guy on your 26-man. And when he is, you have to treat him as if he is bonus whenever he does well and be ready for him to not be. And it looked like they were flat-footed to me.
Agreed. Is this the time where you want to apologize for calling him KYT last episode?
Yes, I do want to apologize. I did call him KYT. And I think that is a reference to the Michael Jackson song PYT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a Kai young thing. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, and I don't want to dive deeper into it. So I think we should just move on to another. Oh man, I don't.
How about Drew Gilbert, Ben?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, how about that young man, Drew Gilbert?
Well, I think one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about him today, we were going through possibilities and you mentioned him, and I latched onto that because we all could use a little joy in our lives. We could use a little happiness. And, we could either go look at Dodger articles or we could really just get into Drew Gilbert and how much he's brought to the team. And I saw something, there was a Redditor mentioned that he is like Hunter Pence on rabies or with rabies.
He's like Hunter Pence with rabies.
And I don't know if that's true, but I think it speaks to the energy that the guy brings. And we saw him, running through the home run gauntlet and then getting choked by Matt Chapman last week. And apparently there's some pregame ritual that they now do where they choke Drew Gilbert, but nobody really wants to talk about it because it's a little over the line, I think, as Adamas said. So he's brought a whole energy to this team that they did not have before. And I think, as someone who's really into the whole vibes thing, I have a degree in sports psychology. I'll tell you, that's shirt balls is real. And I think that he deserves as much credit for their play recently as anyone, because he's just bringing a new vibe. He's like the puppy that comes around and everybody gets all energized because there's a puppy nearby. That's Drew Gilbert.
I mean, yeah, he's a rabid puppy, Matthew. Wait.
Yes. I guess we talk about rabies and then puppies. That's probably not a good.
That sounds not good. That sounds sad, actually. So, Matthew, should we start calling Drew Gilbert Cujo?
Ooh.
Matthew, I 100% agree. He is a hit in my house. My wife is absolutely. I don't want to say she's in love with him because she's kind of she's amused by him. She's like,
she wants to pinch his cheeks.
Yeah, exactly. No, she kind of more wants to see what's this freakazoid gonna do now, right? But my youngest daughter, she is very into also the same thing. I agree. There's some people saying that this is one of the reasons that he was targeted by Buster Posey in the trade deadline, right? He wanted this guy in particular, not just because he's a good player, which he is, but also because of the energy that he brings, which is really interesting to me, right? Because Buster Posey was famously a guy who wasn't that kind of guy, right? He led by example. He exuded quiet leadership, but he did experience Hunter Pence, right? He does know what those guys are like. And you're absolutely right. Hunter did it in a completely different way. I don't think anybody's going to be out there saying that, Drew Gilbert eats pizza with a fork. I think Drew Gilbert just eats a pizza whole. He doesn't pull the slices apart. He just kind of Pac-Man. He just pushes it all into a single ball and then shoves it all into his mouth. That's how Drew Gilbert eats a pizza. It's just one of those things where you're just like, wow, this guy is crazy and he's excited. And it makes everybody else feel like they have the freedom to be that way too. Right? If he's amped, I'm amped. And if he's psyched by a great play, then that means I should be psyched about that great play too. And it just brings a confidence and an exuberance to the team where they celebrate their victories, and which just kind of creates this positive feedback loop, right? And honestly, we made a joke about it at the beginning of the show when we were talking about Rojas from the Dodgers and saying we have to get the joy back. But that stuff is real. I mean, there's a reason why he's saying that.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
like that's what gives you confidence, right? I do think this choking thing, though, at the beginning of the game, man, that does concern me. I'm a little worried about that. I'm not sure that I didn't realize that was going to be a topic we were going to. I didn't even know that was happening. So maybe that could be. You know what? Nah. If that's what they need to do, it's fine. I don't know.
They're not choking me. I don't care what they do.
It's not. You know, if that's what you're into.
You know what was really interesting, something that kind of comes full circle, is that he was actually originally traded from the Astros to the Mets for Justin Verlander.
Wow. That is new information.
So now they're teammates. Do you think like when he showed up, at the Giants clubhouse that they like made a connection about that? Do you think they like talked about being traded for each other?
I'm trying to imagine a world where Justin Verlander and Drew Gilbert converse.
It does seem like an odd couple, doesn't it?
I mean, it has to have. There's only 26 dudes in the clubhouse, dude. It would sense that they would their paths would cross. But now that you mention it, I'm trying to just picture that man and that rabid puppy talking to each other. Yes, I think they probably did talk about it, but I'm sure the conversation was awkward and weird. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Yeah. All right, Matthew. Well, I think we both agree that the Drew Gilbert edition has been awesome and fun. And I think it would have been fun even if the Giants had been continuing to play bad baseball. Right? Like, this is the kind of guy that is entertaining when the team is good, and he's entertaining when the team is bad. So I look forward to more Drew Gilbert in the seasons to come, and I look forward to him being there as the Giants continue their improbable push to the playoffs, which the cynic in me knows won't happen, but my brother believes will.
I don't believe. I have a little bit of hope still.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hope. I just don't talk about those sorts of things out in front of everybody else. Why would I? I hope that the Giants make the playoffs, but it's like, that's ridiculous. Why? What? No. Anyway, Matthew, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that's who we play next, isn't it?
Are you kidding me? They're half a game behind the Giants?
Yes. Because the Giants can't consistently win. That's why. That's what being around 500 means.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I picked the Diamondbacks to finish ahead of I picked the Diamondbacks to finish in first place, I think. No, I didn't. But I said it was possible that it could.
That was hope. The good news is, and this is interesting because every other series we get the good pitchers. Yeah. So we got Logan Webb and Robbie Ray. So you got Webb and Ray, and then we pray.
Yeah, I mean, Carson Seymour was very good in his last start, but in the start before that, he was very not.
Well, maybe he figures something out. Maybe he'll get a second Major League win, and we sweep the Diamondbacks.
Maybe he'll get that no-hitter.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean... There's been no no-hitters in this season, Matthew. So, like, it should happen to anybody. Why not Carson Seymour?
Why not?
Yeah.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, Bob, it is time for the booze. Do it.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, Bob, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I am drinking a cocktail known as Margaret is not a porn star. Oh, and thank you for asking. That's very kind of you. Now, what is in a Margaret is not a porn star, and why is it called that? Well, I'm glad you asked, Bob. First, what's in it? Well, it has 1.5 ounces of tequila, 1/2 ounce of Licor 43, or Licor 43. Then it has 1/4 ounce of passion fruit liqueur. To that, you add 1/2 ounce of lime juice. It also has 2 coins of a jalapeno. To make it First, you put your jalapeno coins into your shaking glass and you muddle them. Then you add all of the rest of your ingredients over top of that with ice. You shake that until well chilled, and then you strain that into your cocktail glass over ice. And that's how you make Margaret is Not a Porn Star. Now, why is it called Margaret is Not a Porn Star? Well, because this is very similar to a porn star martini, which has passion fruit and vanilla-flavored vodka. Licor 43 is a very vanilla-flavored liqueur, but this is very much a margarita theme cocktail, so that's why it's called Margaret. And there you go. That's why it's called Margaret is Not a Porn Star. And I feel like I should cut all of that out because maybe it should just be a mystery. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking, Bob. Margaret is not a porn star.
That's a tasty cocktail.
I actually was very good. I really enjoyed it. The spiciness, it was quite good.
I'm going to go make myself one after this.
You should. It was very tasty.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking something I found in one of my cocktail apps called Mr. Beard's Citrus Cooler. What's in a Mr. Beard Citrus Cooler? Well, it's got 1.5 ounces of gin or vodka, either work here, 3/4 ounces of limoncello, 1 ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 ounces of simple syrup, or if you want it to be elevated a little bit, you could do oleo saccharum, and then 4 ounces of sparkling water. And you're going to build this in a highball glass with ice. So you're going to put ice in a highball glass, and then you're going to add each ingredient in the order on the recipe. And then you're going to give it a gentle stir at the end, and you have a delightfully refreshing citrus cooler that was good for any time, but especially on those muggy, hot summer/fall days. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. Mr. Beard's Citrus Cooler.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It is, actually. And I notice about myself, I don't tend to go towards the cocktails that have soda in them. But then I wonder after I have one, why? Why is that? Because it's really good. So yeah, I'm really liking it.
Soda is an excellent addition to a cocktail.
It is. It's just my biases. I don't know. But every time I have it, agreed. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday with more Giants content. If you can't wait that long, don't forget to reach out to us on the social medias. You can find us in all the usual places. Don't forget, you can also listen to us on YouTube. You can't watch us, but you can listen to us, where you can subscribe there. You can leave us comments on YouTube and on Spotify. And most importantly, you can leave us a 5-star review. Now, we say this after every episode, and maybe every once in a while somebody does it. Listener, today that needs to be you. Leave a 5-star review as soon as we're done here. And maybe add a little fun tidbit about why you like us as well, because those are fun. And Ben really likes to listen to them. So anyway, Ben, it was great talking to you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
You have that look on your face
It's really you who likes to read that.
I do, but it sounds better when I blame you.
I mean, sure, it sounds not like you want people to heap praise on you, and you're not asking for it.
Exactly.
And because asking for it just sounds a little odd.
Yeah, I don't have that big of an ego. But Ben does.
Well, if my ego was big, I wouldn't need people to heap praise on me at all. because I already know that I'm great.
Oh,
which is why I never ask people to heap praise on me, Matthew.
We do that every episode. Every other episode, you say, leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, because like that's what makes the show, but like that's what helps the show. Like when they leave a 5-star review, that's what makes like the guys like pump us out to other people that listen to similar stuff. Like if we got rated like 2 stars, they wouldn't do that. That's why. It's not because I'm great. I know I'm great, Matthew. Like I know I'm good. But like most people who listen to me, they listen. Sorry, excuse me. Listen. Most people who listen to us.
Okay, well, it's mostly you because you.
It's mostly because I do most of the talking.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is they listen because I do talking. It's like they might listen for you. You're here too. My point is, I'm great and I'm drunk and I lost my chain of thought. I was going to make a great joke, but now I don't even remember what the punchline was. I'm great. That's the punchline.